Hello and welcome to the Matthew Alton Art channel again. Another time-lapse video today, another Raw Umber Studios video. This is from the life drawing session last Wednesday, a couple of days ago. They do life drawing sessions on a Wednesday evening and portrait sessions on a Sunday afternoon. You can see that I'm working quite small here. It's in my little Moleskin sketchbook that I got in November last year. And you'll see in a second that I've put the figure in totally the wrong place on the paper, so it's going to go off the bottom of the paper. The paper is only 13 centimeters by 21, I think, so it's sort of like a landscape pose, this is, but I was nowhere near putting it in the frame of the paper, so I've erased it all and started again. And I don't think anybody should be afraid of doing that. You know, it's better to have something that fits on the paper than something that you started and put too much effort in, and therefore it's too difficult to erase or too upsetting to erase what you've done. It's quite a difficult pose, this. I don't know if you can tell yet, but it's a man on his knees, leaning over, one hand on his head and one hand on the floor. So quite a big twist on the back, quite a muscly model. So it takes quite a while to build up all the muscle shading on this. The sessions are an hour long and I don't go over that, so what's done in the hour is done in the hour. And of course I started and restarted, so that cut down the time a little bit in terms of, I did it twice, or a bit of it twice anyway. You can see that it's gradually building up. On this one, I wasn't particularly pleased with it by the end, and it's because I got all of the shading values wrong. On the actual photograph that we were copying, the background wasn't as dark as I've made it, and I ended up with dark shadows and dark background, and therefore the figure didn't stand out very well on the pose didn't stand out very well. So it was a bit of a failure, really. But, you know, failures are good, and you learn more from failures than you do from the successes, really. Let's be honest about that. I think you can begin to start to see the pose, though, gradually emerging. Sort of bent over, so you can't see his face at all, just one ear showing. Moving on now to the muscly arm in the foreground, which is sort of, the elbow is on the ground. It's quite a difficult pose to hold. Luckily you didn't need to, because it was a photograph, as I say. The Raw Umber Studios sessions, the live sessions, are photographs, rather than a live model posing. Didn't really watch the person demoing this particularly. I need to go and watch the video again, because part of the usefulness of being a member of Raw Umber Studios is the sort of tutorial that you get, really, the demo. But I'm often too busy to watch that while I'm actually doing the drawing. Still a bit tight, even though I moved the pose, as you could see at the beginning. I've lost the elbow at the bottom of the page on this tiny paper. I shouldn't really have done this tutorial on such tiny paper. I just wanted to use the sketchbook again, and fill another page of it. I haven't done much in it recently. As I say, overall I'm fairly pleased with it for an hour long sketch. The paper is quite rough, so it's quite textured, the final result that you get, really. So it's perhaps a bit messy. Certainly the background is a bit messy. But I think I've sort of got the twist okay, which is the main sort of focus of this pose, I think, really. As I said at the beginning, I just got the tones wrong on it, really. I shouldn't have done the background so dark, I think. Maybe not done the background at all, and had it as a figure floating on the page, because there's not much of the page around the figure anyway, really. But we live and learn. There are good things about it and not so good things about it, as there is with most work that you do, really. But the point is to practice, to learn, and to observe what you've done so that you can improve for the next one, really. Here's me trying to get rid of some of that awful, ugly texture, really, by using a tissue to smooth out and smudge the background, which stuff does work a bit. I probably should have done that much earlier on, if I'm honest, across the whole piece, and then worked back into it. I think that would have helped the piece. Maybe I'll try that for the next one that we do. I was watching somebody on YouTube the other day who was doing portraits, and he was using a smudge sponge, and it sort of made an interesting effect, and I think it would have helped on this one, to be honest. But we're almost finished now, I think. Not much more tinkering to go. Well, this is the final drawing. Overall, as I say, I'm quite pleased with it generally. Not too bad. Not brilliant, but not too bad. And it's another little page of my little sketchbook that I like filled, which is a good thing. Different because the other things that I've put in there so far are portraits, I think. I might start taking it out with me when the weather gets better and doing some landscapes sort of sketching in there to add variety to it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for your time if you've got to the end of it. If you're new here, then do consider subscribing. That will really help the channel out. And of course, if you've liked the video, give it a thumbs up. You can also click the notification bell and that will notify you every time I do a video. I'm still trying to do 2 or 3 a week, and I think I'm just about managing that at the moment. It would be great if we could get the figures going up in terms of viewing figures and subscriber numbers, because I'm putting quite a lot of effort into doing these videos so regularly. So any help would be gratefully received. With that said, I'm off now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.